All right. They're telling our followers that they started a live video. Let me get ready here. All right, we are live, huh? Nice. Audio good? Okay. All right. Hey guys, I got some people that joined. Cool. Hello. What's up? Y'all doing all right? Everything going well? Hope so. All right. This is brought to you by Topo Chico, the best drink of all time. Lime too. You don't get the lime one, you don't know what you're missing. You got to get the lime. The lime's it's killer. Best stuff. Best stuff ever. All right. Wait for a few more people to join up, and then we'll get started, guys. Nemo joined. Big Nemo. Hey, Strong Physiques, what's up? That's Tony probably. What's going on? Oh, Nemo sent me a fist. Don't fist me, buddy. I'm just kidding. What's up? I love the Primavart. Helps out. Cool. All right, guys. All right, so let's get started. I'm doing I'm Aaron. How you guys doing out there? Hope all the guys are doing well and the gals too. So we've got two different things we're doing here. We've got the Facebook Live and we've got the Instagram Live. So we've got the two different social media things set up here. So if I'm trying to look at you in the eye or in the camera. So if it looks a little off, it's because I've got two little setups here. It's kind of cool. So guys, we've been coming to you every day this week, giving you a little bit of information to help you get your 2019 started, give you a little bit of information on how to change your body, get back into the groove, set your goals, get moving forward into the new year. And, last night I was thinking about it and I was like, if I have some private clients that I work with, some people that, are private that I kind of work on their diets and training programs and nutrition programs. And, I kind of asked myself if I were going to share with the people out there the way that I do that, the way that I actually start working with the client, what I look at, and the way you should design your program, the way you should actually design your program for 2019, what would those things be? Exactly, how would you do that? And, I've been in this for about 25 plus years, I think 26 years, doing supplements, nutrition, working out, doing the whole thing, and it's just been, it's been an awesome journey, but you find some things along the way that work, you find a few things that actually are consistent no matter what changes, things could change, in nutrition and supplement science all the time, but these are some of the key things that I find always work. And it's kind of the way that I structure a plan whenever somebody comes and says, hey, listen, I want to lose weight. I want to get in shape. I want to get fit. I want to lose body fat. This is where I start. And I want to talk to you about that today, give you a little bit of advice on how you can use that. It's a real simple formula. It's very easy. I'm not a super smart guy. So, I have to have things very, very simplified for me and in black and white that I can look at and go from there. So, how would you do it? What would you do to start your plan going into 2019? Well, the first thing you would do is, like we talked about the other day, is get a pad and a paper, okay? This is a very simple thing that everybody should start with. And as rudimentary as it sounds and as simple as it sounds, believe it or not, this is a key element to getting things done and also being able to look back and check what's worked and what hasn't worked and things like this. So what I start with is I look at the body and I look at, let's say I'm looking at, Mike. Mike comes to me. He's like 175 pounds and he's like, man, I don't want to compete. I don't want to get in, crazy shape. I just want to look good, man. I want to look good when I go to the bar. I want to look good when I play flag football with my friends. I want to look lean. I want to be in shape. I want to be a fit father for my kids. I don't want to have the typical dad bod. What can I do? How do I start? And essentially what I would do is, define his goals. You want to lose body fat and you want to build muscle. Simple. Okay. And pretty much most of the guys out there watching this, at least 70 to 75, 80% of you guys are probably wanting to do the same exact thing. Or females, by all means, females can use this exact protocol as well because it works both ways. I look at three things. Number one, I look at training, I look at nutrition, and I look at supplementation. And before I do that, though, I do a little analysis of the person. I kind of say, okay, let me think about this. So send me some pictures. Let me look at you. Let me see what you look like. Or if the guy's standing in front of me, it's kind of like, okay, let me take a look at you and see what's going on here. Okay, you've got a little body fat around the abdomen. You've got a little body fat on your legs. You've got smaller arms, smaller shoulders. We want to bring all that stuff up. We want to make you look good, athletic, and healthy. And so the first thing I'll do is set the standard. These are the goals that we're trying to obtain. We want to look better, we want to look fuller, we want to look leaner, all that stuff. You've got to set the goal and figure out where you're taking the person, or if it's yourself, where do you want to go in this whole process, right? And from there, you go into step one, which is nutrition. And you basically look at the nutrition program and you break it into three things. Number one, protein, carbs, and fat. Or I should say, actually, before that, you look at meal frequency. And this is a debated topic because, there's a lot of stuff out there on intermittent fasting, and some people, follow that, and that's great. I'm not trying to say one way is right, one way is wrong. I can tell you that in 26 plus years of doing this, that there's just some things that I've seen work, and that's what I share. It's stuff that I see works all the time, over and over. It doesn't change. And really, I think the key to that is balance. That's really one of my biggest beliefs is you've got to have balanced meal patterning. You've got to have a portion of protein, a portion of carbs, a portion of vegetables at each meal. And then you've got to figure out how many meals are right for you. If you're a woman, typically 3 to 4 small meals throughout the day is about right. Guys, 5 to 6 small meals. Again, it depends on digestion, depends on how you're feeling, depends on a lot of things. You've got to kind of play with it. But that's essentially the first thing I do is establish meal frequency. Is this person eating 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day? And let me put them on a plan that ensures that they are eating the amounts of time that they need to get the best results from what they're doing and their training and their supplementation and all this. So that's number one. Number two, what I do is I break that meal frequency down into its components, which are protein, carbohydrates, and fats, protein, chicken, lean meats, fish, stuff like that, carbohydrates, rice, potatoes, sweet potatoes, oatmeal, all that. And I set gram amounts. I look at the person, kind of a real good key to this is I kind of start with about a gram of protein per pound of body weight. If it's a man, a 175-pound guy, Mike, right? So I say, okay, Mike, you're 175 pounds. Let's start with about, 175 grams of protein a day, but let's divide that over 4 or 5 meals. Let's break it down into 35 to 40 grams per meal so your body digests it better. And then let's look at carbs. Carbohydrates, let's do something like 1.5 to 2 grams per pound of body weight. So let's start with 350 for you. Let's break that into about 40 to 50 grams of carbs every few hours throughout the day as well. And then your fats are usually naturally occurring in your lean meats and things like that. So you don't really need to worry about that, but I would add some essential fats, avocados, peanut butter, natural peanut butter, almonds, just a little bit in there for overall health. I think people get really carried away on the whole fat thing. But that's essentially where you start. You build your proteins, your carbs, and then you have some vegetables. It's really interesting. If you happen to live near one of our Pureline Nutrition stores, or if you happen to go online to our website, thepureline.com, what you're going to find is we've actually got some menus on there, and it's a simplified version of what I'm explaining here, because the idea of putting it all in gram amounts sometimes can be a little overwhelming, especially for females. They're like, I don't want to count grams. I don't want to know how much I'm eating. For guys who are really into training and losing weight and burning fat and all that stuff, yes, I get it. But for females, a lot of times they just want to know, how do I do this? How do I make it simple? And those menus that we have on there make it super simple because essentially they use hands to gauge everything. So you could basically use like a palm source of protein, a fist portion of carbohydrates, a fist portion of vegetables. No matter where you go, you can pretty much figure out what you need to be eating every few hours. Now, another key to that is also maybe or perhaps using a meal replacement. And I'll ask the person this. I'll say, hey, listen, tell me, what time throughout the day are you not able to have a meal? And a lot of them will say, well, I'm at work between 12 and 3 o'clock. It makes it a little bit difficult for me to eat. And that's essentially where I'll have them throw in a meal replacement at lunch, and maybe around 3 o'clock, just so that I can make sure that they're still stimulating their metabolism, they're keeping the metabolism going, they're burning body fat, and not missing meals. So everybody's different, but typically, 9, 12, 3, 6, and 9, I'll figure out exactly where the actual gaps are in their diet that can utilize meal replacements, and I'll go from there. So you can get meal replacements anywhere. We have ours, W Factor Pro Plea, which has been around for 10 years that we've been involved in this world. And I'm just saying buy it from us, but find a good meal replacement that you like, or another way you can build your own. Utilize protein, utilize your carbs from oatmeal, and combine it together. So that's the one thing that we usually start with, and that I would recommend everybody start with. Build a meal pattern. Essentially get your meal frequency right. Start eating every few hours throughout the day. Figure out exactly how much protein and carbohydrates need to be at each of those meals. And it doesn't have to be hard, man. It's really, really simple. I think people overcomplicate this whole idea of dieting and nutrition and, going on all kinds of crazy diets. I think balance is really the key. Balance is just easy. So figure out how you can balance things together and, choose foods that you enjoy. I know somebody just commented that they weren't much of a fish person. I don't think I've eaten fish in 6 to 12 months. My wife it's funny, she'll tell me, what do you want for dinner? And I'll say, chicken, lean meat. Or sometimes I'll just say, I don't know, surprise me. She's okay, fish. And she knows I'll start laughing at that because I'm not going to eat fish. I hate fish. So I get it. If you don't want fish, cool. But protein sources are all broken down to amino acids anyway. Just make sure that you're getting a variety of different proteins throughout the day. Chicken, egg whites, lean meats, all that stuff. But essentially, that's where I start with a person. I figure out exactly how many meals they should be eating. I figure out what macro amounts they should be eating at each meal, and then I put them on a plan and I put it on paper. Again, I can't go into the importance of paper and actually writing stuff down, because without that plan and without looking at it on a daily basis and having it somewhere that you can actually follow, you'd be surprised how many people just go completely off track. So keep that in mind. I think that's a really important component to this that a lot of people neglect. And from there, as we go back to Mike, the original person I was talking about, I break it down into nutrition, training, and supplementation, which are completely in-depth conversations of their own. I won't even really get into that right now, because I think the basics and the basis of all your results are your nutrition. Nutrition needs to be key. It's balance. It's what you're fueling your body with. It's something that you're using to create an end result. It's a very powerful substance. I believe food is the most powerful drug we have available. So make sure that you're using it in the correct way. You're drinking plenty of water. If your goal is to burn body fat, that really is the key for 2019, is to get a bit leaner. Number one, cut out any types of refined sugar, sodas, anything that just has extra sugar in it. Just try to go for 0-calorie beverages. Eliminate a lot of the breads, pastas, things like this, and just try to stick to good, healthy, whole foods throughout the day. Make sure you're getting your greens. And if you don't eat fish and you do need an essential fat, use an EFA. We sell one called Pure Essentials. It's available on our website, the Pureline.com. That's a great product. I typically use 2-3 times a day. But if you do use that, make sure that you use them with food, because essential fats tend to sit around a little bit, and it's just something that you need to digest correctly with other food. If you take it on an empty stomach, you're going to feel a little bit of indigestion from it, or you may burp it up. It's kind of a gross thing. But consider that. If you do not eat enough fish, make sure you're using an essential fat. So that's kind of how I structure everything. And based on that, then we can start getting into the other elements of the person's program. So I think this applies to anybody out there who in 2019 is just starting and they need a good structure to begin with. Figure it out. Sit down, write it out. And if you have any questions, let me know. You can always email us here at aaron@thepureline.com. Now, another thing I wanted to mention, we have a page that you can go to right now, and the page is thepureline.com/Aaron, AARON. Go to that page and fill in the information. And what I will do is you're going to basically get on my list, and what I'll be able to do is send you relevant content and information that I'm going to be really trying to put out this year to help you guys in your quest to burn fat, build muscle, change your body, and just become a better person. I think, it starts with feeling good about yourself, and when you feel good about yourself, it just kind of shows on the outside and people you talk to and all that stuff. So keep that in mind. Now, we got a little bit of time left, so Facebook and Instagram. Is there any questions? Anybody have any questions they'd like to ask today? That way I can kind of knock those out. And before you guys, while you're writing that, I want to show you something really cool. All you Cowboys fans out there. This is Paul brought this in actually. And this is the floating cowboy helmet. We kind of just leave it spinning. And I'm telling you, since this particular item has been in our studio, in our podcast studio, we've been winning. Okay, so the key is we've got to keep the helmet spinning. If it's not spinning, I'm afraid something will happen to the Cowboys. So we're gonna make sure to keep it spinning. All right, so anybody have any questions they'd want to ask before we sign off here on this Facebook, Instagram Live? Put this back real quick here. All right, so we got a lot of blue hearts. I'm assuming that's for the Dallas Cowboy fans. Appreciate that. Had somebody earlier ask about Testojet. Obviously, that's a guy. He was talking about our BDS, our bilayer delivery system pro hormone, which helps you build muscle and lose fat. It's a great product. A lot of guys are using that along with our EpiShred and getting great results from it. So that's awesome. Anybody else got any questions out there? And what I'll probably do is over the next few days, I'll break down even further how to design your plan. Like we said today, we went into nutrition and breaking it down into proteins and carbohydrates and stuff like that. Tomorrow, we'll go into the supplementation a little bit, look at what supplements are important, what you guys could be using to help produce better results. And then we'll also look at training a little bit down the line in the week and just basically putting a plan together for you that you can use. Somebody asked about late night snacks. What do you recommend? Well, I'm biased because my wife actually owns a cookie company, and she makes these incredibly delicious protein cookies. You can get them at HEB. You can get them a lot of different places. You can go online to her website, theproteincookie.com, and each cookie has about, I'd say, between 15 and 18 grams of protein, very low in carbohydrates, I think like 8 to 10 grams, and about 3 to 5 grams of fat. And these are delicious. They are so delicious. So really check those cookies out, theproteincookie.com. I usually have a dark cocoa chocolate chip at night, and that kind of kills my sweet tooth. The other really good flavor, I mean, they're all good, but the ones I like are the chocolate chip and the dark cocoa. Awesome. Yeah, so if you guys need a snack, definitely check those cookies out, theproteincookie.com. Oatmeal raisin's also really good, so you might want to check that one out. So somebody was asking for that link again. It's thepureline.com/Aaron with 2 A's. Just go in there and opt in, and it's going to ask you a couple questions. It's going to ask you, number one, who you are, your gender, whether you're female or male, and then what your specific goals are. What I'm going to try to do is shuttle you information that will be pertinent to you that you guys can use to help you reach your goals. The other thing that we're going to do with that is we're going to send out special codes to you individuals who got on there and put your information in, their Facebook Live codes and Instagram Live codes to help give you better deals when you do shop at thepureline.com or when you visit one of our retail stores here in Texas. Okay? Yeah, thepureline.com/Aaron. That's correct. You're good on that. All right. So again, we will probably start getting into nutrition. We did nutrition today. We talked about the 3 components, protein, carbs, and fats, how we design a plan, how we structure it, super easy, and just keeping it simple, very simple. Okay, we said I do a scoop of V20, a scoop of BioFactor, and 2 scoops of peanut butter as a late night snack. That is an awesome MRP right there, especially for vegans. If you're a vegan and you need a source of protein that doesn't have dairy, the V plus 20 or V20 plus is an awesome product. It's made with quinoa, brown rice, pea protein isolate, and it tastes pretty good for a vegan-based protein. I think you guys will enjoy it. And this particular person, Tony, I think, he actually does a scoop of Biofactor, which is our carb-based complex carbohydrate. Essentially, it's sweet potato, yams, oats, all blended up into a product. And you can take a scoop of that, add it to your protein, and you've got your meal replacement. He has essential fats, like a couple scoops of natural peanut butter. That's perfect. That's an excellent, excellent MRP, especially right before bed. And meal replacements just kind of take the guesswork out of things. I mean, they make it so easy to get your nutrition in. I probably do 2 to 3 shakes a day and maybe 2 actual food meals. And that makes it a lot easier for me to make sure I'm getting the nutrition that I need to help me reach my goals and really just to stay active, have energy, feel good, all of that stuff. So I think that helps tremendously. Cool. Guys, I think that'll be it for today. So I appreciate you. Join us on Facebook Live and Instagram Live. We're going to upload this to YouTube also so you guys can have access to it. If you want to go back and check out how I structured the nutrition part, again, very simple. It's all in the video, and you can kind of figure that out, write it out, and then from there, we will continue to update you daily. We'll start going into the training and supplementation part of that, and basically all I want to do in January is get you set up so that you are ready to kind of move forward through the rest of the year. Cindy, you're welcome. Thank you. All right, guys, y'all have an awesome day, and we will see you guys soon again on the Facebook and the Instagram. All right, take care.